What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with the headlines, there was a glimmer of hope at the end of this week that perhaps the writers and the studios were going to get a deal done. Unfortunately, we went into the weekend with no deal, but it's been said from both sides that great progress has been made, and perhaps we're on our way to the writers securing a deal, which would mean only the actors would be left. Now, obviously, these strikes have heavily impacted the release slates for almost every movie studio, and none of us have expected new schedules or slates until they can solidify them and after the strikes. However, this isn't a departure from the normal MO of Marvel Studios, who, for their projects on Disney Plus over the last 2 years, haven't really told us what's coming until about a month or two out. That's where we pick up today with a publication revealing one of the first releases for 2024. We'll talk about what it said in depth. It had a ton of details for the show on top of its suspected release date. We'll then also talk about how this sort of conflicts with the release of What If Season 2 and what we've heard about that project, and what else we can expect from 2024, with now seemingly 5 projects confirmed from Marvel Studios on Disney Plus next year. We're breaking it all down, the 2024 Marvel Studios release schedule, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews, to the occasional industry insider report, and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is right around the corner to coincide with Loki. We've actually got 3 left before the end of the year. Again, all you got to do, be a sub, leave a comment on this video. If you want, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so for some quick catch up here, the lead actor in the Echo series, Alaqua Cox, in a not so cryptic tweet at the very beginning of the year before the strikes, indicated that after multiple delays, her series would finally be coming out at the end of this year, and what she said was October or November. Well, it's October, and we now know that Loki's going to be released during that slot, so obviously we're not going to see Echo this year. But the newest update from an official publication stemming from a Disney asset folder says that the Echo series is set to drop on January 10th, 2024, and they go on to describe the project as Marvel Studios presents Echo, in which Maya Lopez, Alaqua Cox, struggles to reconnect with her Native American roots while balancing aspirations tied to a life of crime as a successor to the brutal legacy of Wilson Fisk, played by Vincent D'Onofrio, aka the Kingpin. In the first episode, we are introduced to Maya Lopez and her struggles. Directed by Sidney Freeland, the cast includes Alaqua Cox as Maya Lopez, Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin, and of course, Charlie Cox as Daredevil. Now, for some extra context, as soon as this was announced, industry insider and Twitter scoopster Can We Get Some Toast went on to clarify sources close to Echo have confirmed that the MCU series will consist of 5 episodes that are approximately each an hour long. There were originally 6 episodes as reported, but they basically cut them and re-put them together to fix pacing issues and make a more solid series. I'm all for it. Also, keep in mind, this will be the first Disney Plus series Marvel has confirmed to be dropped Netflix style, binge style, so that you'll be able to watch all 5 of these episodes at once. And as I've argued, that format would have much better suited some of the previous series who maybe sort of fell short during episodes in the middle of a 9 or 6 episode run. You had a whole week leading up to an episode that wasn't that great, and then a whole week after it, basically 2 weeks with the stinker dud in the middle. If they had just put some of those series out all at once, you could have looked past the bad episodes because you would have immediately gotten onto the good ones. The resolution for the series, but that's all in retrospect, and apparently Marvel Studios is learning their lesson, and that's why they're putting Echo out and all at once. Now, there are some super exciting things coming in those episodes. We've talked about them briefly at the channel. We'll have more time to talk about them before the series comes out. However, I want to say about this release date, I'm scratching my head just a little bit. One of the more recent updates we had heard from trusted industry insiders about the Disney Plus schedule is that What If would actually be set to debut sometime in December, and maybe even right around Christmas. Keeping in mind that What If has a ton of episodes, that would clearly run all the way through January, and I highly doubt that Marvel Studios is ever going to release any of their Marvel content on Disney Plus and concurrently. They just don't do that. So I'm going to be just a little skeptical of this release date. Maybe it's the end of January, maybe it's the beginning of February. Conversely, maybe What If Season 2 is not coming out in December, but where does that leave us for the 2024 release schedule? Let's assume for a second that Echo is actually coming out in January. That would still leave 4 more projects for that year to be released. We know that Agatha Coven of Chaos is set to be released early next spring, so sometime sometime you would assume around May or April. We then know that later in the year, we're going to have a Witch's Road sequel project that'll be tied to Agatha Covenant of Chaos. Again, released after it temporally, but coming before it sequentially in the timeline. We also know that X-Men 97 is set to debut at sometime around next summer, fingers crossed. And we also know that the Ironheart project, left over from last year and this year, is still set to be released next year as well. Meaning if they don't slate What If for December and hold it for next year, that will be 5 projects, which is extremely different than Marvel Studios said we were going to see things. In fact, that they were holding everything back. So what I heavily suspect here is that some of those projects are not going to make it out next year. Agatha Covenant of Chaos, of course, will. Her holiday special in the Witch's Road will make it out as well, and now we know for sure Echo will. What happens with the other 3, both X-Men 97 and What If Season 2, and then Ironheart, is anybody's guess. I could easily see them sandbagging at least 2 of those, and considering some of the rumors have said they want to move Ironheart much closer to Armor Wars, where the stories would seemingly work together, maybe even to bring back one in Tony Stark, I would think that would make total sense to end up getting pushed to 2025. Regardless, we'll have to wait and see what happens with What If Season 2, but if there are any truth to the rumors that that's coming out and in December, but if they're still going to drop What If in December, then there's just no way I can see them dropping all 5 episodes of Echo in the middle of the What If season. That is, unless they just want the good favor of What If to carry over with Marvel fans, if some of the reports about what's going on with Echo have been true. That being said, if you're wondering about the films, it's pretty easy to sum up at this point. It was widely reported and confirmed that Deadpool and Wolverine could only suffer a small amount of delays, a month or so, before it could never make that May release date that they had moved it up to. That most likely will move back to November if it can come out next year at all, and the only 2 films that we'll get will end up being Deadpool and Wolverine sometime in the fall, and then during the summer we'll see Captain America Brave New World. I would not suspect Thunderbolts is going to come out next year. Remember that filming was completely delayed this year because of the strikes, most likely not able to start up until next year anyway, and I doubt they're going to be able to get Thunderbolts completely shot and then released before the end of the year. So only expect 2 movies and perhaps 3 TV shows. Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below. Of course, Marvel Studios will be updating us in sometime soon, but these strikes have got to end first. I'm all ears as always down in the comments. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel. In fact, we're giving away 3 over the next 3 months before the end of the year. 1 with Loki, 1 with the Marvels in November, and 1 with What If in December. If you want to be entered to win, super simple. All you got to do, hit the subscribe button, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you like today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at @I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name All Fires. And while I'd sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.